And good afternoon, SANS.
Good afternoon to you.
We really appreciate you coming to our school
Thank you.
for this interview.
Yes.
We're dying to hear all about the good old days and what they were like.
They were good and they were bad, weren't they, Alice?
They were.
We love our days here in Thomastown.
You love your days. But that's very good.
And they want to hear how.
Can we hear something about your days?
Here's some better. Well, like Alice said, one Alice, you tell him.
How was your confirmation?
Well, I went to school in Ballahurst.
Yeah.
And there was only 11 in the school that I was in altogether. And we had from infants right up to 6th class. And the most that was in any class was 3 pupils. And a lot of them, there was only 1. And I got my confirmation in Town. And the day I was getting my confirmation, I had the chicken pox.
Chicken pox?
Yeah, just got out of bed and went off to have my confirmation and back straight and back into the bed again.
And was the bishop nice? And
yeah, at that time...
they asked the questions.
Yeah,
they did, didn't they?
They did. That time the bishop used to come to the church about maybe 2 or 3 days beforehand.
Yeah.
And all the pupils had to go into the church. We had to go into the church and tip. And you had to go up to the altar at his feet and he'd ask you a question.
In front of everybody.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
And if you missed the question, you couldn't have your confirmation. Now, that
was very strict. For my confirmation, I went to school in Golden. And I made my confirmation in Golden, but there was a bigger class, we'll say. There was more children going to Golden school.
yeah.
But again, at that time, in my day, they asked you catechism on the day of confirmation. When you were up at the altar, they asked you whatever question they're going to ask you in catechism.
Yeah.
And again, they were very strict.
What were the teachers like?
They were all right, some of them. They were okay to the smarter children. And the ones that weren't so clever then had a hard time with them.
Yeah.
They liked the smarter kids.
Yeah. I had only 2 different teachers now in my whole time in school.
And how did you get to school?
What?
Oh.
Yes.
And how long did...
In hail, rain and snow.
Absolutely. At that time there used to be fairs in Town on a Friday morning, and there was a Kennedy man from Cashel. Did you know, what do you call him?
I think I might know who you're talking about now. Had he shop there at the lower gate?
Yeah. He used to pass in every morning and he'd always stop and give us a lift. And that was the only... I mean, the school was over 2 miles away from us.
Yeah, same way with me.
Yeah, and rain, hail or snow, even in the sun, the snow, we still walked to school.
There was no such thing as motor cars to drop us outside the gate.
And during our time, you don't know how lucky you are, the lovely heat you have in your school. We used to have to bring sods of turf.
That's right.
Or a block of timber.
That's right.
For the fire.
I'll bring him a few pence towards the cost of the heating, and the children never benefited from the heating.
No,
because the teachers
are backside up.
That's right.
How did the teachers come to school? Did they walk to?
Well, the teachers in Golden, now what about Alice's teachers? They lived in Golden. They lived in the village, so they were able to walk to the school.
My ones used to come by car because Joni, do you remember Joni Horn? She was one of the teachers.
Yes.
She used to live over near Golden, and the others then used to come from Town because the other one was from Clare.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she stayed in Town, so she was drive out.
Yeah. She was well off enough to have a car of her own. Yes.
What did you wear, like clothes?
Whatever we had.
No uniforms, no?
There was no such thing as uniforms then, no. No uniforms in those days.
And what did you used to do on your holidays?
Oh, we had to amuse ourselves.
Yeah.
Make our own games, make up games, do all different things.
Go on picnics.
Yes.
We used where I lived, there was, we said the Keaties.
Yes.
And there was 13 of them there.
Yeah.
And there was 8 of the Nathans.
Yeah.
And ourselves. We'd leave home at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning with maybe an apple, a bottle of milk and bit of bread.
Yeah.
Off down into Hogan's Field, and they wouldn't see us until 6 o'clock that night.
Right, yeah.
That's the way we amused ourselves.
Yeah.
Having copy houses.
Yes, everyone
Copy houses.
entertained themselves and they made up games and they had great fun.
Great fun.
Great fun.
Great fun.
And what did you do at break time?
In school?
Yeah.
Well, we only got very short breaks, wasn't there?
So you'd had your lunch.
You'd had-
That's
yeah.
all we had.
Yeah, lunchtime.
Did you get just normal sandwiches and
Well, we brought them.
Bread, butter and
Right,
jam.
exactly.
Bread, butter and jam. And the toilets, there was no toilets in the school.
No flush.
No, no. There was one toilet outside at the end of the field.
Yeah.
And the boys and girls, the boys went in one side of it and the girls went in the other side.
Yeah.
So you see, you don't know how well off
You
you are.
don't know how well off you are, no. You're reared in the lap of luxury.
what did you do on Good Fridays and
Oh, we
and
didn't eat any
Wednesdays?
meat, I can tell you that.
No.
Did they?
Now, we didn't eat meat for any Friday during Lent.
No,
We didn't.
no.
And in our
And we were very strict about
3 meals.
what we'd eat,
Yeah.
the amount, you know, weren't we?
That's it. Your dinner and 2 collations.
Collations, yes.
And-
And the collations were
You had to
very
weigh 'em.
small,
Yeah, very small. Yeah.
very small. And we were afraid of our life to eat any more.
And when we were going to communion, we used to have to fast from 12 o'clock the night before.
And your Christmas special. What did you do on Christmas?
What do we do at Christmas? Well, sure, we all look forward to Santy, the poor fella. And wait for him to come and see whatever he bring.
Yeah.
Sometimes he was good and more times it might be very slack.
You wouldn't get very much. It's not like you
No,
know
no,
all the
no, no,
different
no.
things here.
You couldn't be making demands.
No.
And you get, what did you eat? Did you eat turkey today? No, no. Did you have turkey for dinner?
Goose used to be the thing.
Oh yeah, it was.
Goose, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Goose.
Yeah, it was.
We
yeah.
used to have goose in him.
Yeah,
My grandmother used to rear them.
that's right.
Yeah.
Is there any like very special presents you got that you remember from Christmas time?
I remember getting a shop one time, and my sister got a sewing machine, and May had no interest in the sewing machine and still hasn't to this day.
So you changed.
We didn't, because she wouldn't change with me. That's one Christmas I remember. The last time I saw my dad then, he used to be always fighting with Santy. He'd bring out his Wellingtons, and they'd be all stuffed
Yes.
with paper. He'd leave the Wellingtons for Santy, and Santy used to stuff them with newspapers. And there was hell to pay the following morning then. He'd be kicking them around the place and whatever. What?
Where did you shop?
Well, we shopped. We done a lot of our shopping local
Yeah.
in Golden, and they all made a living.
Yeah.
I had a man living beside me, and did you know him, Rody Ryan?
Yes.
Did you know
And
Rody?
I did indeed.
And he was often, he had a great saying, Essie, an acre of a counter is better than 100 acres of land.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, desperate. Wicked to
Yeah.
God Almighty. I just can't get over it.
Yeah,
Do you remember Kilfies?
I do.
Of a Saturday night.
I do. I remember coming down to, like, I used to stay most of my time above in Ballyhinch with my grandmother, and she had an S&P.
That's right, she had,
Yeah.
and she came down to the village every Friday. didn't
Every
she?
Friday.
She did, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, where Concash is now, that was Stapleton's. Do you remember that?
Well, it was Kilfies before
Oh,
that.
that's right.
It was Kilfies.
Yeah.
Yes, it was it was Davidson.
She was Kilfies, so
She was.
Stapleton was
That's
Kilfies,
right,
yeah.
she was. You get everything from a needle to an aeroplane.
Absolutely.
Everything.
You
Now,
go in there, you go in the door, and there'd be stuff hanging
There would,
everywhere,
everywhere.
and you'd be hitting them.
you would.
Every whole.
You'd buy blankets and sheets and underwear and shoes and socks, and if you wanted some needles and
That's
thread, wool,
Anything.
anything.
Absolutely.
There was
anything.
everything in it.
And then if you talk about Thomastown here, you had, what's the son name was? Hogan.
Cassie
Catty Hogan.
Hogan.
There used to be a
mighty.
small little shop, she used to
Yeah.
have a small little shop
She used.
up here.
And she used to have bread and butter
Oh,
and
everything.
sweets and you name it.
Was it very handy?
Oh,
And the cat used to be sitting in the window on
That's
top
right.
of the sweets.
That's right, that's right. And we had a shop in Kilfeacle, Madge Downey's.
Yes, that's
You know,
right.
above
Yeah.
above at the top of the hill. And Madge, the shop was out here, and the huge kitchen there.
Yeah.
And everyone who came to the shop used to go in and sit down at the fire. And you'd be given tea in a jam jar.
Oh.
In a jam jar, she had no cups.
No hopes.
In a
no.
jam jar.
Yeah.
And when she'd be finished then, she'd wash the jam jar with whatever tea was left.
We're talking about hygiene.
And then she used to have lovely gallon sweets.
Oh, she used to.
And they're sticky no matter what they were. And she'd have the newspaper on the counter, and she'd make a lovely cone
That's right.
and stick all your. And you talk about hygiene.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about hygiene, that's right.
What would be a treat if you were good in town? Would you get a treat?
Oh, you get a treat, yes. Oh, and ice cream was a big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, a big thing.
Yeah, there was a small little shop in Tip English.
That's right, I remember it.
You remember it?
I do.
And you'd get this little glass bowl of ice cream. They used to have the soft ice
That's
cream.
right,
Yeah.
that's right.
And raspberry stuff on the top.
That was it, yeah.
That was the treat.
Do you remember the biscuit tins there with the glass tops?
Yes, yeah, that's
a whole
right.
line of them inside the shop.
That's right.
To pick out whatever biscuits you
Yeah.
fancy.
Oh yeah.
Would you ever have visitors over?
What?
Visitors over to your house?
Oh, yeah.
From abroad, you mean?
From abroad, yes. Yes, we had Alice had two relations overseas, and they'd come home in the
That's right.
summertime.
And you'd look forward to.
You would.
Do you remember that we used to all get parcels?
Yes,
Yeah.
oh
Clothes.
gosh, yeah.
Years ago, you
Yeah.
wouldn't wear anything now.
Ah, not at all. We'd get someone else's test off,
Oh,
and we'd
Very
delighted.
glad to get them.
Yeah.
And they go down the line.
They
I tell
would,
you.
yeah, they would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing,
You wouldn't know anything about all that now.
Parcels from America with loads of clothes in them.
That's
Exactly,
right, yeah.
exactly.
Oh, the clothes that came from America were beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
And the last American, my daddy, he used kill pigs
Yes.
at home. And when the pig would be cut up, you'd go around the neighbours with what they used to call grishkins.
Yes.
And you'd always get a couple of bob. And you'd get a sixpence probably,
Yes.
which was an awful lot of money.
An awful lot of money, yeah.
And the first football I ever had was the bladder out of the pig. It was blown up and let get hard. That was the first football I ever had. Just like the inside. Have you ever taken out the inside of a football? No.
I'm
Just
sure.
like that. Yeah. That was my first football.
No.
The bladder of a pig.
What sports did you do? Did you learn sports?
We done hopscotch.
Yeah.
We played rounders.
Yeah.
Did you ever play
And-
camogie or?
No, we didn't go that far.
No, there was I done.
And hide and seek
Yeah. And skipping.
and skipping.
Yeah. But I couldn't remember
Skipping.
any of the rhymes now with
And whipping the top.
Yeah,
you
that's right.
remember that?
I did. And conkers.
Yeah, conkers.
What was Conker's like?
Conkers, you pick them up off the road and
Put a string through 'em.
throw them, yeah? Yeah,
And beat 'em.
yeah.
I'd play you. And the first person that break the conker then won.
Alright, what was your favourite thing to bake?
What did you like baking?
Well, bacon. Well, apple tarts. A nice white soda cake.
Yeah.
Or a brown cake or a few scones.
I had an aunt, daughter Mrs. Auntie Julia, Mrs. Howard.
Oh, I
Oh, she was marvellous.
The tarts.
No, she was marvellous.
And she never weighed
Ian.
Anything, no, she didn't, no.
Never
No.
weighed a thing. And
No.
But they used to be
Oh,
good.
she was wonderful.
Juice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know how she made
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
She was good.
But you there's to make him in the oven pot over the
Oh, I remember that.
over the open fire.
That's right.
And as often as not, the bottom of the bloody tap might stick to it, and you're rooting it out with a spoon or something.
Yeah. And you put
But that was the joy of it.
Yeah, in a bastable.
That's right.
In the bastable.
Yes,
And
yes.
they put all the coals
On
then
the
top,
lid,
on the lid
yes,
to
yes.
cook the top of
There
it.
was no such thing as electric cookers or gas cookers. They were marvellous people for baking.
There was self.
And
Well, they were. Yeah.
Auntie Julia was marvellous to make
Yes.
dresses.
Was she
Oh.
talented that way?
Oh, she
Well,
was.
sure, you had that as well, haven't you?
Go down there and by evening you'd have a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all she'd do is get a bit of chalk and do she was too beautiful self-cluster.
That's it, yeah.
With a bit of chalk. That's all.
Would you wear them dresses for your confirmation or?
No, I had a suit. I was very glad. And we had to wear a hat. That time going to church, you couldn't go into a church
No, you couldn't
without-
just the same, yeah.
And mantillas. Do you remember the mantillas?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were all the go.
They were.
Yeah, black man.
That's right.
And white.
Yeah.
And white,
Yeah.
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 That's it, we were all very posh. We
Oh,
all had
yeah.
suits.
We felt very glamorous.
Yeah.
They were days of picking blackberries and all the rest.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And what young people.
And mushrooms. Remember the big creamery lorries?
Yes.
There was the fella named Tom Nash.
Yes, I remember him.
Do you remember him?
I do.
Yeah. And we'd get up about 7 o'clock and go out in the fields and we used to pick the mushrooms. And you'd put the mushrooms then on
a string.
On a string.
Yeah.
And we'd stand outside on the road
Yeah.
and sell them.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah. They loved them.
They were gorgeous.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
And then you'd go in home and we want no breakfast, no nothing. You put a small little bit of salt, especially the little button.
That's
mushrooms
right.
that were-
Yes.
Put a small bit of salt around the stem of the mushroom and put it on a coal in the fire. And
As we didn't have
you'd eat
cookers.
ashes coal the whole
They were
house.
whole shebang.
They were gorgeous.
It was
They were
a
gorgeous.
lovely flavour.
They were beautiful.
Lovely,
Oh,
yeah. Lovely flavour.
Right.
We're talking about hygiene nowadays.
Oh, did you know how?
What's it
You're
called?
immune. You're immune.
You're immune.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Our healthy as horses.
The more sterile the environment
That's
is, the worse.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. There was no such thing as going to a doctor because you'll be on your deathbed.
No,
Okay.
absolutely.
On your deathbed.
I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
change. What
Yeah.
we're eating and
Yeah.
what we're
It is,
giving
Mary.
into
Yeah.
our bodies.
Yeah, it is.
So they're giving them antibiotics for cuts and everything
For
now.
everything.
We always cured cuts with salt and water.
That's right, yeah. And I mean, nobody them times went out and bought potatoes or
No,
cabbage
no.
or
No, no.
anything. Everybody
They
had
went
their
out the
own-
back and they got them.
Yeah, you dug them up.
Dug them up, yeah. It's our interview over. and what do you think will be passed for the job?
Yeah, you would. You're brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So you're going to give us full marks?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thanks for the valuable information.